Hey Cactus Club, it's Casey, nail tech and founder of Painted Desert and Made Mode Nails. Today we're going to do this really cute cherry heart nail tutorial. I'm going to start with red gel liner from the gel liner pack. Right now this is available in the US only, not the EU unfortunately. Usually I struggle with making a heart. One side's always bigger than the other. It gets longer when I really want it to be a smaller heart. I have really struggled with consistency. Usually when I do hearts multiple times over a few days, I get better at it. And obviously this month, everyone's doing a lot of hearts. What I did here to try to mitigate that and make it less difficult and more even is I just placed 2 small dots with that liner gel, the red liner gel, using the brush from the actual gel. And then I came in with the 9mm liner brush that we have. And I very carefully decided to start dragging that gel out to make the heart a little bit more round. I did want a more round heart because I want it to mimic a cherry, right? We're just really slowly pulling that gel out to the side to make the humps, I guess, a little bit wider and taller. Again, I usually end up making one side bigger than the other, so I was really trying to focus on going slowly with this and only doing a little bit on each side at a time. When I got to a shape that I really liked, I flash cured it so I wouldn't mess it up because I am notorious for messing it up at that point when I'm moving on to the next item. This time I went in with the same brush from the liner gel and I placed this 2 small dots, but instead of using the 9mm brush, I just decided to keep going with the brush from the liner gel pack, and it actually made a really cute heart. But what I really focused on here was I just barely pushed the bottom of those 2 dots together to create the point, and I thought this heart was really cute, but I knew it didn't match, right? We need both of these to match to look like cherries, and I knew that this heart was going to need to be a little bit more round and a little bit bigger to look like a cherry and match the other nail. I did the same concept I was doing with that really thin liner brush. I used the very tip of this brush to pull out those edges a little bit at a time so that they would match, not trying to go any bigger than the other side. You saw me there go just at the top and just at the bottom because I felt like the width was okay at this point. And when I saw that they matched, I decided not to mess with them anymore. I am notorious to keep going and then make it not look right. I did a full cure to make sure that the red was totally done before I moved on to this green. What you're looking at in the video, it's actually really bright in the video. In real life, the green from the gel liner pack is not that bright. It is bright, but not too bright. I did a flash cure when I got the stems to look how I wanted them. And then I went in with the leaf. I'm gonna be completely honest, I edited out like 4 retakes of me painting this leaf. Guys, it's okay to mess up or not like what you originally draw out. If it's just not vibing, like I went up and back and forth about the leaf, should it be up, should it be down, etc. When I got it to where I liked it, I did a full cure because now I'm gonna go in with the white liner gel. And I did switch back to the 9mm brush because it is so thin, because these cherries, these hearts are pretty small and I wanted a little bit of a highlight. I went in with this 9mm liner brush. I didn't like the first placement. Okay, I don't usually, well, I do sometimes, but I'm pretty quick when I'm making cherry heart nail or cherry nails. I don't usually put this highlight on, but guys, it really does make all the difference when you do the heart with the, or do the cherry in general with the highlight. It makes them look so much more realistic, I think. When I did the highlight on the leaf, again, did not like the placement. I don't know why I had to think about where should this go? Should it go on the top or should it go on the bottom? Obviously it should follow the same pattern, I think, as the cherries, but because the leaf was kind of tilted up, I didn't know if it really should be like underneath, on top. I did go with on top, and you saw me use a lint-free wipe with alcohol just to clear it off. I always use alcohol when I'm clearing off a mess up or I want to redo something. Sometimes I'll use a brush, but I decided to go ahead and show y'all the lint-free wipes that I'm using. This isn't sponsored or anything. I think I have these posted in my Amazon storefront somewhere. I'll try to provide a link if I can find one. But I've been using these for probably at least 6 years. Can't remember how long. They are the OPI Expert Touch. I didn't show right here, but I put a matte top coat down because we're gonna add some gold chrome. If you wanna see me apply some matte top coat for gold chrome, you can look at one of these other videos. I'll have it linked. We're gonna go in with the One Step Black. We launched this last year in the EU, and now we have it in stock in the US regularly. One Step is basically base coat, color, and top coat in one. This is such a great gel polish for chrome is because it has the black, which makes chrome really pop, and it has the top coat already built into it. So once it's cured, you can just go straight in and apply your chrome. You don't have to worry about like having a top coat over it. And essentially, you know, you could paint an entire nail and then chrome over it to have the chrome show up over the entire nail without having to put that top coat on and all that jazz. Now I want to make a note on these tiny little scallops that I'm doing and what my process is here. For one, I'm trying to do thinner coats in the beginning just so that I know where the placement's going and I'm not overloading it with gel at first, but you need to make sure that this gel is mixed really well and that you still go back and do a thick enough coat to where you get enough gel on that area. Because it's such a fine detail, you might be tempted to just put like a little bit, but you still need to make sure that you have enough gel on there to where the top coat part of the mixture is getting on that design as well so that the chrome does stick to it. Okay, that's really, really important. You'll see me go back maybe a few times to actually like reapply a little bit over the top to make sure that it's thick enough and that it has enough gel on there. But I do start with like this really thin coat just to make sure that it's wide enough, like it's gonna be the same width as the other scallops and that I'm getting about the same height. I have struggled in the past with doing these kind of scallops around a nail because when I look down at a nail, I want to make sure that the scallop on the side of the nail, you can see it. It's not too short to where you can't really see it from looking down at the top, but you also don't want it too tall to where it's kind of overpowering the nail and it makes the scallop just look too big. I hope that makes sense. Really try to focus on making sure that they're all about the same size and the same length. Sometimes you might need to negotiate that depending on your design if you want to make sure that you're not overpowering the design. I actually covered a little bit of the leaf at the top, but that's okay. I was okay with that. A little tip is when I did these scallops, because like I said before, I mess up art all the time. Every few scallops, I went ahead and flash cured it just to make sure that if I liked them and I thought they were pretty even with the rest of the scallops, I didn't mess it up if I accidentally bumped it with my finger when I'm like turning it around and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that it was not getting completely destroyed every time I would go on to another section. I just have the Painted Desert Sign Whiter flash cure lamp sitting right there, and I use that to just flash cure real quick, few seconds, make sure that it doesn't move or get smudged or anything. And then at the end, of course, I'll go back into the large lamp and do a complete full cure. I did one side and then I decided to go up and do the other side of the scallop. And the reason I did this is I wanted to make sure when I'm meeting one side to the other, I don't end up with kind of a really tiny one. Like I want to make sure that they still look even when they meet in the back or on the side. I've done it before in the past where you have like, you're almost to the other one and you're either going to have to draw a really big wide scallop or you have like a teeny tiny one to fill in a gap. I've just kind of done this technique a few times and I feel like it's the best way for me to get really even. I thought this would be a good time to announce our giveaway winner from last week. So if you didn't know, I'm hosting a weekly giveaway on my channel. You can read the rules in the description. This last week, I picked a random winner from the list of subscribers that YouTube will allow me to pull from. So I say that because I can only see the profiles that are public that subscribe to me. What I'm gonna do is this week's entry, you have to be subscribed, but also go ahead and comment, "It's me, Cherry Heart Nails giveaway." That way I can pull from that list. Unfortunately, it can't just be a subscriber. I want it to be a subscriber, just any random subscriber. I do need a way to be able to randomly pick from people that I can see, and I hope that that works. Definitely keep checking back, keep your notifications on. Last week's winner was, I believe her name is Angel Holbrook, at Angel Wing 27, 2 L's at Angel, 2 G's and Wing. And I went ahead and subscribed to Angel. That way, you know that it's me. You can email us on my website's email address. We will work something out. Guys, if you want to enter this week, leave a comment saying, "It's me, Cherry Heart Nails giveaway." All right, so let's continue on to the tutorial. I went ahead and completely cured the scallops around the nail. And now we're going to be doing these little stars. So if you've seen these stars around, people have been doing this method for a really long time, and I'm gonna kind of walk through how I do it. Now, one thing that I did here that I really regret, it turned out fine, but see how I placed those 2 dots? I really should have just started with 1 star. I don't know why I did the 2 dots. Why? Because if my star burst runs into the other starburst while it's not cured, I would run into the problem of them kind of crossing and mushing together and smearing. The reason that's important is because these dots, the center dot, when I place the dot with the dotting tool, I use a really fine liner brush. Here I'm using the 5mm liner brush because it's really, really tiny, and I feel like I have a little bit more control here. What I do is I take the gel that's still kind of pooled on that dot, and I very, very lightly pull out the burst. I drag with a little more pressure in the beginning and then really quickly let up off the pressure. And I repeat the step and I cure. I applied the chrome. If you want more information on how I apply this chrome and wipe off, and you can see another video, I'll link it here and I'll have it linked at the end of the video as well. I'm just basically using a makeup sponge to try to pull off as much of the excess chrome as possible. The matte top coat does a really good job, but you still might have a little bit that you need to kind of wipe off. Then I top coated. I did the other nails. We just were gonna focus on these cherry hearts. I really like how it turned out. What do you think? Guys, leave me a comment below if you like this set and you want to see more tutorials like this. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.